Hello everyone, so today is Halloween, which means it is time to film my Finish 13 by Halloween Roulette finale. Now if you've been watching me throughout this project this year, it's not been a particularly successful one. And the main reason for that is because I picked a lot of products that I knew I wasn't going to finish, but I wanted to make significant progress on. So a lot of the products I didn't finish, but I did make really big dips. And the point is, I have a lot of products in my collection that I haven't got a lot of use out of, and so my projects are kind of veering towards making progress rather than finishing items. So first, I'll just run through all of the products I have finished previous to this update. For one of my most expensive items, I finished up the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Foundation. For my nail strips, I finished up the purple and pink kind of patterned nail strips. For an everyday staple item, I finished the RMS Un Cover-Up Concealer. And for a setting powder, I finished the NARS Paloma Highlighter. Now I'll just run through all of the products that I have made progress in. The first is my high-end item. For that, I chose the YSL Teint-in-Oil in shade number 6. It's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. I made significantly less progress in this than I expected to. Mostly I think because when I started wearing it, I realized it's actually quite an uncomfortable product to wear. When it dries down to just the stain, it's really drying and uncomfortable. So it's one of the products you have to reapply pretty regularly, which meant that I focused more on other lipsticks that were just easier to wear. For a loose powder product, I have the Maybelline Color Tattoo Pure Pigment in Downtown Brown. I said in my last update that progress had slowed down on this because I swapped over to my NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadow in Himalaya. I was trying to hit pan in that, so pretty much I stopped using this. And then I did a makeup collection kind of count inventory, and then I put this back in my drawer and actually just completely forgot that it was in a project. So I haven't used it, I think, once since my last update. Something from a previous project pan was my MAC Fluidline in the shade Phlox Garden. Another product that I don't think I made any progress on since the last update. I decluttered a lot of my purple eyeshadows because I didn't like them, and that meant that this kind of slowed down completely to a stop. For a new item in my collection, I had the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Mood Exposure. I used this almost exclusively up until about a week ago, and then I swapped it out for a different blush because summer is definitely hitting Sydney and I wanted something a bit different. But I'm really glad I put this in this project because otherwise I probably wouldn't have gotten nearly as much use out of this in the last 3 months that I actually did. So I started using a much stiffer brush, which means there are little divots in the powder where the bristles have kind of poked through, and I have definitely flattened out the dome, but as you can see, still nowhere near hitting pan, just got a lot of use out of it. For something I regret purchasing, this is the Maybelline Master Sculpt little contouring duo. I was just using this bronzer shade, and I just swapped this out about a week ago, I think. I was using it as my exclusive bronzer for a few months, but then I swapped it out last week for a different bronzer. Basically, this gets really serious hard pan and it's actually really hard to apply, and it's just like not great. So I'll use it and I'll probably finish it at one point, or I'll declutter it in a few years' time, but it's fine. I just didn't get anywhere near to hitting pan. For something from an indie brand, I had the Naked Cosmetics Sierra Nevada Pigment in shade number 1. Like I said in my last update, I started using really neutral eyeshadow looks again and basically stopped using this completely. So I'm glad that I put it in this project because it kind of reminded me that I can use pigments on a daily basis. That doesn't need to be some special occasion, but because of the blue shift in it, it just didn't get a lot of daily wear for the last month. For my nail strips, I actually really disappointingly didn't use up either of my last 2 nail strips. I probably should have. I definitely should have. I had like 4 months to use up 3 nail strips and I only used up 1. But basically I've gotten my nails done, and I don't actually know how nail strips work on acrylic nails, if it's possible or if it'll ruin the acrylic. If you know, please let me know, but otherwise it's made me a little bit scared to even try these on acrylics. For a non-black eyeliner, I was using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide-On Eye Pencil in Underground. This is what it looks like. I totally just forgot to measure it at the last time I put it in, but I've sharpened it about 2 or 3 times, and I'm just really happy to be pulling this out. I don't think it's a fantastic eyeliner. I do really like the color, and I think it's really smooth. It just doesn't last on any sort of part of my eye at all. Probably one of the most disappointing parts of this project has been my highlighter. So I chose the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in the shade Pink, and for a long time I didn't think I was going to get anywhere close to hitting pan in it, and then at my last update it looked like it was possible. I tried so hard to hit pan in this highlighter and I just couldn't do it. I have an immense dip in it. It's huge, and I'm sure with maybe a week or 2 more use I would definitely hit pan in it. But as of this finale, I haven't hit pan, and I'm really, really annoyed. I really thought I was going to hit pan, but I have used this really steadily over the last 4 months. I've made a really great dip in it, and I'm just really proud of how I've stuck to using this highlighter over the last 4 months. One day I will hit pan in it and it'll be great, but unfortunately not during this project. Okay, so now onto the products that I have finished since that last update. The first was a deluxe sized item, and for that I chose the Nude by Nature Airbrush Mineral Primer. This is a little travel size, and I finished it up. It's a fine primer, but it's got a really heavy fragrance that I didn't like, and I think that it makes my foundation ball up on top of it. It kind of just makes it slip right off my skin, and I didn't love that, so wouldn't recommend, wouldn't repurchase. For a matte product, I finally hit pan in the 2 shades of this Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. As you can see, there are some little pans in there. I'm so glad I actually managed to hit pan in both of these shades, because for a really long time it didn't look like I was going to make it. But I did, and they're there. Now, I said my Bobbi Brown highlighter was probably one of the most disappointing parts of this project, but this is by far the most disappointing part. For my favorite colored item, I chose the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Catherine. My last update, I had a little bit left to go. By this update, I have completely finished that lipstick. I finished it a few weeks ago, and I put it into an empties video. Since then, I have no idea where it is. I don't know if I just threw away the container or if I put it somewhere, but I can't find it, which means I can't show you the empty lipstick container, and I'm really disappointed because I worked so hard on that lipstick over the last 4 months during this project. I really wanted to show you it finished, but I have no idea where I've put it. I probably just threw it away without even thinking, which is so annoying, but I did finish the NARS Audacious lipstick in Catherine. And lastly, for a skincare item, I finished the Sukin Facial Recovery Serum from the Super Greens range. I only had that much left at the last update, and then I just finished it up. So as you can see, this wasn't the most successful project as far as project pans go. I only managed to finish up 7 of my 13 items, and I withdrew 1. But I am really happy with the progress I made on the vast majority of these products, especially my face products. I have a lot of face products that have almost no use on them whatsoever, so I was really glad to make some serious dips, get some real use out of some blushes, highlights, and bronzers. But there you go, that is my progress, that is my finale, and I'm pretty happy with how it went even though it wasn't the most successful. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!